Dakota Destinations on Midco Sports Network is presented by VisitPierSD.com.
Welcome to Dakota Destinations. On this week's episode, we're going to get a little doused in the waters of North Dakota. First, we're going to meet fisherman Mort Bank, who's going to show us the best spots for fishing smallmouth bass and northern pike. And then we're going to head on an off-road experience to Lidgerwood, North Dakota for a mudslinging mud bog. So with that, let's get started on the cleaner destination. We're going to join Dan Hammer and Mort Bank north of Bismarck, North Dakota on Lake Audubon to find out the best fishing techniques for reeling in smallmouth bass.
We're hooking up with Mort Bank, longtime friend and a guy that I haven't had a chance to fish with for many, many years. Mort at one time was making a real effort on a real specialized type of fishing, setting world light line records. Today, we're right here in North Dakota, Lake Audubon, my first ever chance to fish Lake Audubon. Happy to be doing it with Mort. And Mort, today, we're targeting smallmouth bass here on Lake Audubon, right?
Yeah, it's a perfect time of year to be here. It's water temperatures in the lower 60s, and smallmouth bass are on the beds. They'll be either spawned or close to be spawning. Good time for top water lures, real shallow bite. It should be pretty good.
All right, it's going to be fun. Looking forward to it, Mort. We got some wind howling today. Every day's a new day in North Dakota, but we're going to press on and battle the wind and have a little fun today here on Lake Audubon. Fun resource to have, though, right here in the backyard of Bismarck.
Yeah, that's great.
67-degree water temperature here, so pretty good water temperature.
Yeah, well, it warmed up. Yesterday was in the upper 80s, and today's supposed to be 90s, so
yeah,
water temperature warmed up quite a bit. Yeah, we got some sunken islands, visible islands, got some weeds. I always let my guests catch the first fish on every new spot we go to, so
all right,
I'll knock off as many as I have to till you get one.
That's it's a very gracious host. And now,
so the pressure's
I need to produce, and the pressure's on. I don't want to keep Mort waiting here. I don't want him knocking off too many smallies before I stick my first one. So
pressure's on you, and on me.
I better get after it.
Oh, there was a hit. You see it?
No. Ah! Did you have a fish follow?
Yeah, I knocked him off.
Smallie?
I knocked him off. Yeah, I hit it right at the boat. I jerked it out of the way. It's not my turn.
There's fish number one that Mort has knocked off because his guest hasn't produced yet. Not a top-notch top water bait day today as we were maybe hoping. The old north winds that gonna get up to 25 today. What are some of your favorite, specifically for Audubon out here, when you're smallmouth fishing, what are some of your favorite presentations?
You know, this is a Rapala skitter walk, and this is a walk the dog, and I love using this in early spring before they go a little bit deeper. And they'll come up in about 8 feet of water or less to hit this.
That walking dog is imitating a wounded baitfish.
Yeah, baitfish that's on the surface and struggling to stay on the surface.
So where are you doing a lot of your fishing these days here in Nodak, Sakakawea, here on Audubon?
A lot of my favorite spots, especially in Bismarck, because of the flood, are no longer, I can't get into them.
It was a game changer in 2011, wasn't it?
Some of the backwaters that had largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, big northerns in them, out of the main current.
Yep.
Those are all filled in with sand, so I'll never fish those again. But I like fishing a lot of the smaller lakes and around the state, and ones that are 200-300 acres, and not a lot of people fish them, and a lot of northern pike and bass and some nice walleyes, and the main focus is on Lake Sakakawea, the Missouri River, Oahe, Audubon, and I like fishing those lakes as well. But boy, those little lakes are a lot of fun and good fishing, and nobody ever fishes them.
Just by the boat?
There you go. Good job, Dan.
Right by the boat. There's the first smallie of the day. Small smallie, but you know what, Mort? It's the first fish of the day, right? Got to get the first one.
Nice thing about Audubon, they've got all kinds of different sizes. Really good natural reproduction.
Mort's got one going here. Hey, Mort.
That's like
good sign here.
That's like a double.
A little nicer fish here than the one I caught. Mine was a small fish. This is on a spinnerbait, as you can see. Oh yeah. Nice fish.
Well, we're getting there.
There we go. How about that?
That was almost
Two
like
fish in a hurry.
It was almost like a double, wasn't it?
That was a double. I think we could almost qualify that as a double because I had just released the fish and you just lost one, crying out loud. Boy, I'll tell you what, you know, when Mort says something, he means it because he said he wasn't going to catch a fish until the guest could produce a fish. I no longer had released mine. He lost one and he caught one. There you go. That's Mort. Now we got a smallie going. Got him on the underside. Give us a little show.
There's one.
It was too good of an area here, Mort, not to go through here without one fish, and we're not done covering it, but man, this is just looks like a bass haven here. You've got rocks, you've got weeds, a little bit of everything.
Check out the size of the spinnerbait. It's almost as big as a bass. Just shows you that they're not afraid to hit anything, any size.
This fish I saw about 15 yards out. Clear enough water, we're shallow. Fish is dark, of course. Saw that fish cruising, put a cast out there, 2 cranks, and bam. How fun is that, Mort?
That's awesome.
We'll let this girl go. Thanks for the fun.
Oh,
wow, look at that, Mort.
There's a big one. Whoa.
Oh, what a great show that is. Look at that fish.
Whoa. Tarpon.
Mort, this is a nice fish. Right off this point in a hard bottom. You can see that. And again, there's a second one right with it.
Right there.
Right with it.
Could be close.
Nicest fish of the day here, Mort.
So awful close. Yeah. Oh, what an awesome fish.
Talk about the areas you like to target, Mort, when you're looking for fish like this.
Well, I guess sunken islands are my favorite spot. You know, it's important that they have some rocks on them and hopefully some big boulders. We're right off this is a different area where this is just a point there, but it's got some rocks and a nice hard bottom to it.
Well, Mort, we've been pitching X-Wraps today. We've been pitching spinnerbaits. You went to the topwater bait, popper. We've had a lot of different areas. We've found fish in a lot of different areas. That's the nicest fish of the day. It's been a blast fishing with you again, Mort.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
Smallmouth bass on Lake Audubon with Mort Bank.
Dakota Destinations on Midco Sports Network is presented by VisitPierSD.com. Dakota Destinations on Midco Sports Network is presented by VisitPierSD.com.
Another bass. How about that? Look at that.
What a problem. What are you thinking, my friend? I took my topwater off so I could catch a northern.
We're in some back bays here on Lake Sakakawea. Beautiful morning, no wind. We're targeting northern pike, and we're gonna get there, but right now, here's an idea of what fun you can have when you come into these little back bays of Lake Sakakawea with topwater baits, right?
Yeah, well, we came in here looking for pike, and it's northern pike we can't find yet, but bass on every other cast, and who's to complain?
Yeah.
So
how much fun is this?
Yeah, we had a great time. All topwater too.
I finally caught a fish. Am I okay in the boat for the rest of the day?
You're doing good. Well, you'll know when it's northern pike will hit it. It'll be a lot different splash. So
I was gonna say what.
You'll know.
How different is the stripe, really?
Well, it's a lot bigger splash usually. Sometimes they'll dive bomb it. They come out of the water and dive bomb like that, and hit it on the way down. Of course, the lure is still moving.
Yeah.
So they miss it a lot of times. They'll just keep on dive bombing until they get it.
This brings a whole new excitement level to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really something when you've got a 5, 10, 15-pound pike chasing out your your surface lure.
You've, through the years, really taken a whole lot of pleasure in fishing northern pike, whether it's Sakakawea or whether it's Devil's Lake, right?
I love northern pike. It's probably northern pike and bass are probably my 2 favorite fish to catch in freshwater.
Why is that?
Well, pike get big. That's one reason.
Everybody loves big fish, right?
They're fun to catch. They'll jump out of the water when they're hooked. They hit topwater lures. And they're really good eating if you're going to keep a fish. You know how to get the Y bones out. There's nothing wrong with a northern pike.
Nope.
You know, once the water temperature reaches 50 degrees or more, they're pretty easy to catch on topwater lures. This type of an area usually is attractive to pike. The problem you see is obviously there's a lot of trees here. We're in about 6, 7 feet of water. And it's important to be able to, when you do get a strike, be able to get these pike out of there. And normally I'm a light guy, light line type of guy, but in here you don't have much of a choice. I've got 50-pound test line on, and you get a strike, you're going to have to put a little bit of muscle behind them to get them out of here. Otherwise they'll take you into the trees and you can kiss your lure goodbye and the pike goodbye. So, well, we'll go fish something totally different now.
Yep. Fish the rocks?
Yeah.
Mort, from some of the shallow back bays and points and flooded timber, little different location here we're working now.
Yeah, now we're working in an area that's got a little bit deeper water and obviously a lot of rocks. Fish will be hanging around the rocks waiting for some bait to swim by. And
there's a pike. That's what we're looking for, Mort.
Finally. Whoa!
Oh.
Well, we got a good fight out of them, and we're going to release
betcha.
them. We're going to release them anyway, so.
Right on. There you go.
Finally.
The icebreaker. Nice job. So in 2011, Mort, the big time flood along, the entire Missouri River system, but one of the byproducts was a lot of flooded vegetation, great reproduction, and now we're seeing the benefit of that, right?
Yeah, there's pike everywhere. They're all kinds of different sizes. They're just a great time, fun to catch, and it's an underutilized resource in the reservoir. Most guys are fishing for walleyes, and there are just pike everywhere. Spinner hook on this one, didn't we?
Mort, one nice thing about working these spinner baits is you can cover a lot of ground. You can make long casts with them. You can go through some timber and some cover, and you can really get around to a lot of places and cover a lot of ground, can't you?
Yeah, they make a great search bait, and you can work them really fast and cover a lot of ground. And it doesn't take long to find out whether there's fish in the area. They're a great lure, and don't get hung up. This one's I've had for a while, and it's got all kinds of battle scars on it. This is called a gliding bait. This one's made by Rapala, and unfortunately they don't make it anymore, but you can see this one's been through the wars. So it does the same side to side, back and forth, and just sits there, and then go back and forth and looks injured, and this is we'll call it gliding bait.
How about that?
Came back for seconds. I knew somebody touched it.
That
glide bait, yeah.
That fish hit one time, Mort, came back, got it second time.
Yeah, I felt them bump it, and with this glide bait, it goes back and forth so many times that I'll sometimes bump it and miss it, and I twitched it one more time, and it came back for second. So
another nice pike.
That's exciting.
And this is on the glide bait.
This is a glide bait. That's a decent pike. Yeah, look at how fat they are. Oh, it's a good one too.
Good pike.
That's a nice one. Woo! This is the greatest sound in the world, a drag.
Mort, how much fun do you have
Singing, I love it.
doing this?
Absolutely love it. Nobody out here doing it, and what's not to like about big pike like this?
Mort, that's just another beautiful, solid Lake Sakakawea pike,
Yeah,
isn't
they're
it?
really a great fish, and they're healthy and thick. They kind of look like, they're so fat they look like footballs. And great fun to catch, and really there's what's not like to catch a northern pike. They're really something.
Mort, what a blast we've had today on Lake Sakakawea. Very unique presentations, the glider baits, spinner baits. We even tried some top water baits for northern pike. People like catching big fish, and it's still an underutilized resource. So
Yeah.
thanks for sharing the resource
You bet.
with us.
Let's let this one go.
Let's let her go.
Whoa!
Is that fish?
Wow.
Is that fish? Nice. Oh my God, nice job, Mort. Holy moly.
If you'd like more information on other fishing destinations in North Dakota, you can visit the North Dakota Game and Fish Department's website that's listed below. Well, up next we head to Lidgerwood, where thousands gather to play in the mud.
Dakota Destinations on Midco Sports Network is presented by VisitPierSD.com.
Welcome back to Dakota Destinations. Well, the saying goes, a little dirt never hurt anybody, and Vinny's Mud Bog takes that saying to a whole nother level. The mudslinging event started back in 2012 with a few guys and their trucks, and has now taken off, hosting thousands every third weekend in July. Here's Midco Sports' Greg Anchors for more on the story.
Thousands are gathering for a weekend in southeastern North Dakota with any rig they can get their hands on. They come from all across the upper Midwest, and they're anticipating to have a good time.
It's always fun, and every year it's a good family trip for us all to come out here. There's probably like 30 of us family members that come out here and have a good time out here getting dirty.
It's great because there's more people like us out here. It's where a guy can mingle with others. You got campers, you got all this area out here. It should be a great time this weekend.
This is what everybody is hoping to try and make it through today. It's known as Vinny's Mud Bog, and everybody's hoping they've got enough horsepower and clearance to make it through this muddy mess. Some make it through the mud pit with ease. Others struggle a bit. While a few often bite off more than they can chew. This event continues to grow every year. This summer's spectacle is expected to draw upwards of 4,000 fans for a weekend filled with thrills and spills.
This event started when my son went up to Howie's and enjoyed the event for 4 or 5 days, whatever's up at Howie's in Minnesota. And he came back to me and he said, "Dad, can we pull this off?" That was several years ago. I said, "No." And the year went by, "No, he can't." On the third year, he said, "Dad, I'm going to have a little mud run with our guys, just our local guys. You want to come and watch?" And so I watched, he let me drive his mud runner, and I fell in love with it. I just loved it, and it's enjoyable, and it's a chance to break out and have fun.
Good. Just real good.
Our broken axle off, RPMs. It's fun. And you can do this and not get in trouble.
It's got to be the high horsepower mudslinging action. People love to see everybody having fun.
After 2 days of just trying to make it through Vinny's Mud Bog, Day 3 highlights something different. It fuels a need for speed as competitors get a chance to go side by side and see who's the quickest through the mud and the muck.
family-oriented event. We want to make sure it's good, clean, family fun in the mud. So it's it's an event that all families can come out. You got your own little groups of the Chevy lovers and the Ford lovers and the Dodge lovers, and they kind of make their little bets on who's going to win. It's really just a fun event.
And with so many friends and family competing, a little sibling rivalry can emerge, as it did for Evan and Kim Dittis, who found themselves side by side competing for a class championship.
Oh, it's awesome. Tim and I have this thing going. Last year I won out more races than he did, so now it's just kind of been a race who can beat each other more times. So far he's ahead this year with a couple other wins on me. So I thought I would come back and try it today, but I lost him again.
It's a lot of fun. It's fun to see who will win in the end, and normally I end up winning this summer. Last summer it was a different story though.
While winning is nice, the event continues to keep fun as their main priority.
It's been an adventure, and I don't want to stick my neck out too far, but I want it to grow for the people to enjoy, and we're trying to keep it a family affair where the whole family could come out. And we want to be safe and a good place to play.
And that's what will keep these mudslinging enthusiasts coming back for more in the future.
Blast. Can't wait for next year.
The Mud Bog takes place this summer, July 15th, 16th, and 17th. And for more information on admissions and camping, you can visit their website, vinniesmudbog.com. Well, that's all the adventures we have for you this week. Be sure to join us next week for more Dakota Destinations.